Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hang with Drummer Boy Jones. And tonight I have got a fantastic episode, or we've got a fantastic episode. I have two fantastic guests. I got my brother Patrick, that everybody has known, been on the channel several times, and we've got a newbie, Mr. Matt, my new brother, Mr. Matt. And tonight we're going to go over our five. We're not going to say best Skid Row songs. We're going to say each one of us has got our favorite Skid Row songs, our five favorite Skid Row songs. And I think we might shock a few people on this one. So we're going to see what happens right after this. Hey, everybody, and thanks again for tuning in tonight. And Matt, if you want to, just for the people new or watching my show, hadn't seen you before, just you care to tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, so Patrick and I grew up together in the Portland, Oregon era. So we met, we became friends in sixth grade, and when I was junior in high school, I started my own TV show called Stoner TV. It was on cable access in the Portland, Vancouver area for 6 years, from '94 to 2000. So if you're in the Northwest watching this and you grew up there, you probably know what Stoner TV is. And we played all the good videos. We played the uncensored version of Girls, 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 and all the good stuff back when grunge was ruling the airwaves, and in the Northwest it was really hard to get good music, any attention. So, but yeah, so metal, hard rock, block rock's always been my thing, and just real happy to be here and discuss one of my favorite bands of all time with you guys.
Awesome. That's so cool, man. I had forgot you guys had told me that. That's just awesome. You're an original Wayne's World.
Yeah, and when people, it's so funny because people aren't our age. If I say cable access, they have no idea what that means. I'm like, well, if you know what Wayne's World is, it's like that. I said, if not, just think YouTube before YouTube with far fewer people watching. So
there you go. That's so awesome. That is.
Matt
so
also
great.
famously played Asro's video from Bikini Car Wash 2 on there.
I don't even, dude, do you know what that is, Jonesy?
I do, yeah.
I do not. What is that?
Yeah, well, I know. Hey, so there is this horrible movie called Bikini Car Wash 2, and they had let's just call it the house band. AZRO, don't even know what it stands for, right? So they did literally 10 or 11 songs for this movie, and it's all it's like Roxy Blue, that kind of style.
Yeah.
It's so good. And so they actually shot a video for one of the songs from the movie, and it's well, I mean, it can never be on MTV. I mean,
it can be on TV.
But I don't even know. It's so funny, Patrick, you bring that up, because I haven't thought about that video in almost 30 years. But you should try YouTube. I don't know if it's out there, but
okay,
it's an interesting video. I'll just say that.
I'm pretty sure that episode of Stoner TV could only be played past 11 p.m.
After 10. The rule, after 10. So yeah.
Yeah, we used to have one of those big dishes, the big satellite dish where you'd put in the location and it would turn and all that stuff. Well, this was back before you had to pay for things. If you bought this monster dish, you got everything.
Oh, yeah.
But, so I found that the Playboy channel, and they had that video after dark or something like that. And that's where I got to see girls and all those videos that didn't make MTV. Here I am. At 81.
What was the Kiss one?
The Kiss video?
Was it Take It Off or something
like
that?
Yeah, Take It Off.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. Yeah.
That and Vince Neil was always on the Playboy channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
No surprise.
Yeah. Go figure, right? All right. So, like I said earlier, we're going to count down our five favorite Skid Row songs from all eras, from all records. And like I said, I think you're going to be surprised by our list. So all hate mail send to Patrick. And
that's where it always goes. Maybe it'll go to Matt this time. I don't know.
So I'm going to just right off the bat, we'll get this out of the way because I think we're all the same. I have a feeling that none of us have I Remember You on this list.
That is correct for me.
Yeah, I don't, man.
All right, we'll just get that out of the way. So all the girls that wanted to hear I Remember You, see you. We'll see you later. So
just like the second Skid Row record where all the girls were waving goodbye.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Matt, since you're the new guy, we're going to let you kick this thing off. What's your number five?
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. So, yeah, and I know you guys would probably echo this. Like, I feel if I had 15 or 20 songs, I think the gap between each one is so razor thin. So I could go anywhere here, but I'm gonna start with a ballad, if you want to call it a ballad. Um, one of the greatest guitar outros ever, "In a Darkened Room" off "Slave to the Grind." There were three. Let's just call them slower songs. I don't think any of
Yeah.
them are ballads. "Quicksand Jesus" and "Waste of Time." And I remember when I first listened to "Slave to the Grind," I actually like "Wasted Time" the most.
Yeah.
But today, and really for a long time, it's "In a Darkened Room." I think there's more emotion in that song.
Yep.
And again, that guitar outro is so memorable, and so few songs have the balls to structurally put the guitar solo in that place. This song to this day, it's just one of my all-time favorites. Five, heck, man, honestly, that could be one. But yeah, I got
Yeah.
five. "In a Darkened Room."
Oh, man. Great pick. Great
Fantastic.
pick. It's those, the lyrics to that song is, I mean, I don't,
Ugh, yeah,
is Rachel
heavy.
still the main lyric writer?
Mm-hmm. Him
Man,
and Snake, yeah.
Snake get also, damn. Yeah, it's deep, man. So good. Oh, great pick. Great pick. We got it off. We got it started. Don't let us down, Patrick. Here we go.
All right.
I'm gonna let everybody down. Because I have a feeling that the resounding comment section in this video will go down in history as Patrick's not allowed to talk about Skid Row ever again. So, the biggest regret of my life was that I did not get to go to the Subhuman Race tour with Matt, who went solo to the, or no, you went with Cran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like you weren't invited, you dick.
I
I
know.
wanted you to go. You didn't go. And then
My
some
mom
dumb
wouldn't
chick
let
wanted
me.
to go, and I didn't want her to go.
I know.
Oh, god damn, I had to go with like my fourth option. How can I not give away a Skid Row ticket?
I
It's
know.
Oh, man.
So
and
that's the biggest regret of my life was that I did not get to see it. But the next day, I did have an extra large Skid Row shirt, and I have Matt to thank for that. And I wore that thing. He'll attest to this. I wore that thing almost every other day. I was so proud of it. But
Awesome.
my number five is not even from the original lineup, and this will shock a lot of people, but I had this on a Guru episode recently. I always sing the praises of this song. When this record came out, I was shocked that this was not the first single because maybe it would have changed people's opinions of it. But the song is called Nothing from Revolutions Per Minute. I love that song. That song, Johnny Solinger was a great frontman. I don't care if people want to say he wasn't great or he sucked or whatnot. That's fine. I don't care if you think that. Because to me, the guy filled Sebastian's shoes and then some.
Yep.
I got to see Johnny with Skid Row twice. Never got to hear this song live though, and I really wish I could have because I think nothing could have fit on the first record. It had that sound from the first record. But I did get to see Johnny twice. Matt was with me for one of them up in Long Island, New York when they were getting ready to release Thick Skin. And I will always remember that Johnny Solinger got up in front of, the 8,000 people or whatever that were there and was kept telling people the release date for Thick Skin and then making them say it back to him to remember it. All right, now it's your turn. What's the release date? And so,
That
but
yeah,
was
yeah,
I'll tell you something really quick. I was just say real quick. So I love that song, Patrick. And that was, if I was to come up with a list of most disappointing albums, unfortunately, Revolutions Permit is gonna be
oh, it's
on there.
horrible.
yeah.
But that so I around 2006 2007 I remember I used to go to the gym at the school I taught at, and me and my two best friends there, we would go work out after school every day and lift weights, and we try to get there before the football team would get there, and then but we would end up sharing the space with them. And I put together, and this will tell you how long ago this was, I put together a couple of mixed CDs, and one of those CDs, the first track I put on there was Nothing. And I know because people would ask me, like, hey, so what is this song? And I'd be like, well, I'll tell you, but it's not going to make sense. It's Skid Row. They're like, huh? Wait, that's Skid? Don't worry about it. It's a really good song. Just go with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Man, the Solinger era was, I loved it. Now, like you said, Revolutions, I'm not a big fan of that record, but Thick Skin is fantastic.
Oh
And
yeah.
and like you, Solinger, God rest your soul, he done a perfect job of filling in for Sebastian.
Damn
I-
right.
and he was great. And that lineup on Thick Skin with Phil Varone as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's such a great lineup. I seen them open for Kiss on that tour, and uh, oh my gosh, it was so good. Man,
He was a ball of energy, just like
yeah,
Sebastian.
yeah. He was. It could, you know, could he hit everything that Sebastian done? No, but damn, he got close. On a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff, and can't have enough praise for Johnny. I mean, that was good stuff. Good pick, man.
Yeah.
Good pick. All right. Well, my number 5 is I'm going to go closer to where Matt was on this, and I'm going to pick the other one, and that's Wasted Time off Slave to the Grind.
Mm.
To me, I probably like In a Darkened Room better, but Sebastian's vocals performance on Wasted Time is probably the best hard rock heavy metal vocal performance ever.
Mm.
Unbelievable. The
That's
notes he
bold,
hits,
Jonesy.
the screams at the end that he hits and just keeps on going. And the lyrics is, what? It's about a buddy overdose or substance abuse. And it's just,
Steven Adler.
is it about Steven?
Yeah.
Fuck, I did not know that. Wow, I did not. That makes it even, I like it even better now. And
Yeah.
that was always, I'm like you, Matt. That one was, I drew to that one first more than any of
Me
them.
too. Yeah, yeah.
But,
That was my
but,
first favorite song from that album for many years.
and it might come up later, but even, I mean, Quicksand Jesus, and I mean, you made a great, all of these are so razor thin, but I'm going to go with Wasted Time as my number 5 pick.
It wasn't because I remember I love the video for Wasted Time, and Patrick wasn't Adler. I mean, I'm sure he did everything, but was it Heroin? That
Yeah.
was
That's
yeah. Because I remember that visual in the video of the
Yeah.
needle. Yeah, yeah. Okay, powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Great vocal performance. Oh my god.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, Matt, let's roll to
Oh yeah.
forward.
Right. All right. So man, you're gonna kind of see a theme here, and I'll just say this real quick. So to me, I love Slave to the Grind and Subhuman Race so much. I think they're both. I probably give them both a 9.5 out of 10. That's how strongly I feel. I actually think Subhuman is the more consistent, but I think Slave. I think the best songs are just a little bit better. And so you're gonna see a theme here of Slave to the Grind because I really love that album. So my number 4, man, I have a whole list of like reserve songs, but I'm going Living on a Chain Gang. I love the energy of this song. I love the gang vocals, no pun intended. And I've been listening to Slave to the Grind consistently for 30 years, but
Yeah.
I was listening to it all the way through today again on my drive into work, and I'm like, okay, I can go this one, go this one. Oh my god, they're all. I was like, I think Living on a Chain Gang by a hair, and so that's my number 4. I think I don't know if it's the heaviest song on the album, but I think it has just an incredible amount of energy, and I love it.
Oh yeah. That is such a great song. The lyrics are great. Live, it's fantastic. Gronwall was singing "Living on a Chain Gang"
Yeah,
live, and I think, and I've seen Sebastian one of the 3 times that I saw him in the last year. He sang it too, and he nailed it, which I did not expect. But they both do a great job with it. But man, that is such a great pick, Matt. That is a
Yep.
great song.
I agree. I agree. Absolutely agree. Great pick. What about it, P?
Well, here comes the second way to piss off viewers. One of my absolute, well, everybody knows Subhuman Race is my favorite album that's ever been made on the face of the planet. And I still have my original copy in the Digipack, the cardboard one, but all like the little plastic pieces in the middle that hold the CD there are gone. And the
Yeah.
CD is so scratched to hell. Thank God I have the MP3s, but it's not my favorite song off of the record, but it's my second favorite song off the record, and that is Face Against My Soul. I
Mm.
adore that song. In my opinion, there's not a single bad song on Subhuman Race, but man, the chorus of Face Against My Soul is as sticky sweet as they come. And you know, when people sit there and say that Subhuman Race is so heavy, I believe there's a gentleman who runs a channel that sometimes we show up on that said it's heavy just to be heavy. No, it's not. And that song is not heavy just to be heavy. That could have been on Slave to the Grind. It's a fucking killer song. So I love Face Against My Soul.
I'll say this too. So I think one of the, and I like I said, I love both albums, and to me they're both equally heavy but very different between Slave and
Oh yeah.
Subhuman. And the biggest difference to me is that in Slave to the Grind, you can argue it's the more melodic album because there's the gang vocals throughout, right?
Right.
And in Subhuman, they traded the gang vocal for a more upfront vocal performance by Sebastian. And I think it's really the album where he shines even more. And I'm sure there's people who are going to disagree with me on that, but I think it was really him carrying those songs. And I love the music, but again, his vocals are so upfront. And I agree. I think "Face Against My Soul" is maybe the most accessible song in the album because of the chorus. It's wonderful. I love it. I have a whole bunch of songs from that album that are right on the cusp of my list, and that's certainly among the best of them.
Yeah. And you know, we've talked about this before, or I know I've talked to you about it, Patrick. I mean, when when Subhuman come out, I was really disappointed. I mean, because Slave was I mean, you know, there was nothing wrong with Slave. Slave was damn near a perfect record. And it took me a while to get into it. I mean, when I say a while, like 3 or 4 years. I mean,
It's a lot of work, yeah.
I kept trying and trying and trying, and I even like it more now than I did 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm starting to. I don't. I mean, it's not my favorite, Patrick, but
Oh no,
it's got some damn good moments to it, and I think the production on it doesn't sound like a Bob Rock record
not at all.
at all. And I think I've heard one of the guys in the interview was just, and it might have been Sebastian. He was just
It
like,
was
Bob Rock,
Rachel, probably.
was it right?
Rachel.
He was just like, whatever, we'll do it. You know, like Bob Rock didn't even really want to do that record.
He didn't want to do that record, and Rachel and Snake have both said when they got in the studio, they looked at Bob Rock like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, we'll do it because you're being paid lots and lots of money and you make hit records, but they didn't even understand what he was doing. They just went along with it because they all hated each other at that point.
Right. It was like, let's just get this out, get it over with. But it definitely, So now I'm not going to knock on any of the Subhuman. I mean, I've got some down on my, well, we'll get there in a second.
We'll get there.
Oh, me. So you will probably start seeing a trend from me as well. But my number 4 is I am going still on Slave, and my number 4 is Mud Kicker.
Yeah.
I love Mud Kicker. It's just so heavy and grindy and dirty, and you know, and if I'm not mistaken, and you guys tell me I'm wrong, but I think both Skid Row and Saigon Kick both used Riviera amps.
They did.
Okay, and both of them at that time with like the Lizard had the most killer guitar sound. And I was always in a band, and I was always like telling my guitar players, y'all need to get Riviera amps. We'll sound like them. But you know, but damn, that just dun 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 dun. It just, man, it just makes you want to just fucking punch somebody. It's just,
well, you know, Matt said that he thought Chain Gang's the heaviest song on the record. I would tend to agree. He makes a good argument for it, but I don't think it's any heavier, but I think Mud Kicker is in the same level.
I totally agree.
Yeah, they're right there together.
Yeah.
And to me, and I know, Patrick, you've always kind of been the same way. Most albums, not every band, but definitely Skid Row, my preferred way to hear an album, I'm going to come back to this in my next pick, or a couple of picks from now, is in the car.
Yeah.
And Slave's sound is built for a car stereo, and Beggar's Day might be the epitome of a song that needs to be played in a car stereo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not, what did I just say Beggar's Day for? I mean Mud Kicker.
Mud Kicker.
Yeah.
You know what's great
I'm
about
looking at the
Mud
whole
Kicker
list of the
too?
album, but yeah, Mud Kicker.
Mud Kicker, I said this in a video when we did the video on Slave to the Grind, Jonesy, that thank God for Roadkill, because if you couldn't, I wasn't ready for the heaviness,
Yeah.
at the time. I still wanted to hear Heaven, like I wasn't ready to hear Slave to the Grind. And if it wasn't for Roadkill, I don't know that I would love Slave to the Grind as much as I do now. But in Roadkill, when they're playing Mud Kicker and they get to the part about here comes the boss, and then you see Sebastian look over at Snake and go, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, it's such a great moment. I can't listen to that song without saying that line in my head every single time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So great.
That's the some of the best, you take Oh Say Can You Scream, Roadkill, Warrant, Dirty Rotten, Filthy Stinking Rich Life, and All Access Bon Jovi. All of them was like my top 4 VHS tapes that I just wore out. And probably The Making a Pump. I know y'all are not Aerosmith fans, but I used to watch that one all the time too. But
I think the Pantera ones, 3 Vulgar Video.
Yeah,
those are so good. Typo Negatives, After Dark is great.
That's a good one. That's so funny.
Yeah. And all the times remember where was it Phil that kept falling down the steps and they kept on
That's the best part.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the Skid Row video is that was he from Brazil? The Brazilian. I mean, I love the Skid Rows.
They played hard hockey.
They've been calling them the Skid Rows ever since. For 30 years, we've been calling them the Skid Rows.
The Skid Rows.
I love that kid.
They're the best hard hockey.
Hard hockey.
Oh, man. All right. So we're going right on around. So, Matt, what about your number 3, my friend?
All right. So, I love the heavy songs by Skid Row, but I can't deny how good some of these slower songs are. So I know my list is going to be kind of tilted that way, but let me tell you a little on this one. So Patrick knows my all-time favorite concert is Skid Row. Summer of 1995 on the Subhuman Beings on tour. And I didn't realize at the time that this was a band fully in breakup mode because the performance they gave was as tight as humanly possible. The most flawless performance I've ever seen, the most energy. And I saw it at a place called the Roseland Theater in Portland, which is your typical dive, right? Just a small pit of a little place and great mosh pit, whatever. Well, they played 12 out of 13 songs on Subhuman Race. And I love the whole album.
Wow.
There was one song they didn't play. And that's my number 3 pick. Breaking Down.
Asshole.
Breaking Down. And I'm like, this is probably going to be on someone else's list. Breaking Down from Subhuman Race, which is probably still my favorite Skid Row ballad, if you want to call it a ballad. And I guess it is. I remember I would put in a VHS tape. I would put it on EP on the long play. And when I go to bed, I was hearing, I think it was in Metal Edge, where they mentioned, MTV is playing the Breaking Down video, but it's 4:00 in the morning, whatever. So every day after school, I would check my videotape, see okay, did I get it? And the day I got that video, I was so happy. And I love the video. And I ended up getting all the videos from that album from, I think, Rachel or Scotty later on for my show. But I loved how they incorporated it into the movie, The Prophecy or whatever it was called. With Christopher Walken. But yeah, Breaking Down. I love the difference in Sebastian's vocal performance. It's a restrained but beautiful performance that he gives in the way he sings it. It's a different approach, and it just creates just a beautiful atmosphere to that song.
Great pick. Great pick. That when that album come out and it disappointed me, that song is the song that kept pulling me back in.
Yeah,
it's so that one hit me from the get-go. I was like, holy shit, this is one of the best songs best ballads they've ever recorded. It's so good.
It was so powerful. We used to in high school, we used to pay the DJ like $5 to play certain songs or things like that during like lunchtime and stuff when he had music. And there was this rocker section of the main kind of area. And those guys were always wearing, Pantera, Metallica, Megadeth
Exodus.
shirts, Sepultura, things like
Yeah.
that. But for some reason, Skid Row was acceptable to them. And when we would get something from Slave to the Grind and Subhuman Race, especially, I remember specifically paying John Wildhaber, the DJ, money to play Breaking Down during like an assembly or something like that. And being next to some of those guys, and the minute they found out it was Skid Row, they were down. Like they were like, "This is so good."
Yeah.
It's like, well, shit, Skid Row somehow transcended,
They
all
did.
the hair metal or as they called it back then, butt rock. They like transcended that, and that's always stuck with me that like for some reason Skid Row was able to kind of get through that a little bit. And I think by 95 when in 95 when Breaking Down hit, that's what I love about that video. They're in suits, they're walking around and it fit. Like it should have gotten regular rotation. It really should have because it would have fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great pick. Very good pick. All right, Patrick.
My number 3 will be the only Skid Row song or the only pick that will be applauded by the audience. I picked The Threat from Slave to the Grind because that song smokes. That is such a banger of a song. And when it comes on right after Slave to the Grind, it just, the whole like first 5 songs of Slave to the Grind just flow. Whoever tracked that record did a great job.
Yeah, they sure did. Great pick. Great pick. And it's, yeah, I mean, I was going to say this into it, but to me, there's 5 songs on the 5 worst songs on Slave to the Grind is better than a lot of the other Skid Row records in the total. And I'm not talking Subhuman, but other records, it just, to me, Slave to the Grind is a perfect record. And yeah, to me, you can pick any off that record, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
The 5 worst songs from Slave to the Grind are better than any song on United World Rebellion 1 or 2.
Yeah, not saying that there's some stuff on there that
there's good stuff on those.
There's some stuff on there that I like, but
yeah, Kings of Demolition's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am going. So on number 3, I'm gonna. I'll go ahead and preference this. This is the only one that didn't. This is my only Skid Row song. That's no, I'm not gonna say. This is off of Thick Skin, and it is Ghost. I love that song. Ghost was such a good song. It could have been recorded by a more popular rock band, and I think it would have been, well, at the time, it probably wouldn't have been huge, but it was just a hard rock poppy masterpiece. Yeah. And Johnny just knocked it out of the park. Like I said, we said earlier, Phil was such a badass. I mean, Phil's been, I love him in Saigon Kick.
Red Dragon Cartel.
Red Dragon, he's just, a lot of people knocks him as a Tommy Lee clone, but hell, every drummer that come up behind Tommy Lee in that era is sort of a Tommy Lee clone, so, but yeah, that's my number 3. And it sort of surprised me because it's been sort of bouncing on and off, but I just, the more I look at it, I can't let it go. So, yeah.
Jones, that's a home run, man. That's a home run.
Cool. Awesome. And if you've not heard,
always surprised me that they led Thick Skin with Thick as the Skin as the first single.
Yeah.
Out nearly a year before the record came out.
Yeah.
Remember it was on the Skid Row website as a real audio file for a long time. Yeah. And I remember thinking, well, this just sounds like a reject Slave to the Grind song. It's fine.
Very much so.
But man, if they had come out with Ghost right off the bat,
yeah,
I think that might have had a little more of an impact.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
I love that song.
Been a little more accepting. So, all right. What about it, Matt?
All right, so we
We're
have our
down to our
first
final two, right?
Yeah, we have our first audible tonight because my number two was Ghost.
Oh,
but again, I've got my list, and I'm like, okay, well, if I lose this one, I know where I'm going. I want to kind of respect that album, and so I want to tell a real quick story. So Patrick will remember this. There's only a handful of songs in my entire life where I can tell you the precise time and moment where I was when I first heard it. So I buy Thick Skin across the street from where I lived in Mesa at the time. And like usual, I took out the CD and I decided, well, I'm going to drive down to US 60 for 20 minutes, come back 20 minutes, and listen to this whole album. I'm going to skip the two songs I've heard, so I'm going to go straight to track 3. And I'd only heard the first two songs. I had heard "Thick as the Skin" and what's the first track, Patrick?
We're all New Generation.
New Generation. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, which was again fine. When I listened to Ghost, it was that first second when Johnny's voice comes in and my jaw hits the ground. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I've got to get home. I've got to call Patrick. He has to hear this. It's going to knock his dick in the dirt. And because I know what Patrick loves, and I knew that he didn't have the album. We must have talked before that. I knew I was going to have it before he had a chance to get it. So I'm like, screw this, man. This is like the greatest thing I've heard. So I get off the highway. I turn around, I come back. I call Patrick. Now, Patrick, remember that old 51 CD changing I had, right? So I'm like trying, I think it was a piece of garbage, but whatever. So I shove the CD and I go, Patrick. And it's kind of like that Back to the Future moment where you're like, hey, this is your cousin Mom. You gotta hear this. and so like, Patrick, and I know he was doing it. He's like, oh man, I really don't have much time. I'm like, dude, give me 90 seconds. You've got to hear the chorus of this song. And so I put the phone up to my stereo. And when I pull it off, he goes, oh my God. That was unbelievable. That's amazing. I'm like, dude, you don't even know. Like, I've never heard anything like it. And what would follow was I was like, oh, so this album really isn't just like Thick Skin. And so that's going to lead me to my number two, which I also love the song lyrically, Born a Beggar.
Oh, God,
a song that I think musically really fits in with Ghost. Lyrically, it's about, I can't remember which member wrote it, if it's Johnny, remember.
Scotty Hill.
It's about life's perspective from if you were a dog. Yeah. And it's I love the fact that even though the lyrics are maybe not the most serious or heavy topic, it's treated with respect. Yeah. And it's a song whose lyrics I've always really, really loved. I'm a cat owner, I'm a dog owner, but I love creativity with that song. And again, the music, the vocal performance. Johnny sang some songs in which the first time I heard them, I felt something. Chills going up my, and to this day, those songs, Ghost and Born a Beggar, it still hits me every time. Every time. Yeah. Really, really special songs.
Yes.
So that song is a Ozone Monday track.
Yep.
That which was Skid Row post Sebastian, prior to Solinger, when they had Sean McCabe from Mars Needs Women.
Yeah, he was.
It's a good thing that they didn't do it.
Yeah.
I recently came across like 10 Ozone Monday songs online.
Right.
Yeah, for some reason there's like 2 that I like, but yeah, that is such a fantastic song.
Yep.
Matt really nailed it, because I remember that afternoon when he called me and I got to hear that, because I turned around and went right out and bought Thick Skin. And I mean, my God, there were so many moments on that record, but that song, but Ghost and Born a Beggar are just incredible songs, because what Skid Row has always done is they always write something on each record that just shows that the songwriting just continues to grow.
Yeah.
And those 2 songs, I mean, both of you guys, great fucking picks, because they're incredible. And it's so funny that we spend so much time on the Solinger years, because the songwriting there got better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not an indication that Slave isn't a great record. It's just, the songwriting was great.
Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. That's great. I'm glad we're getting some of these off some records I wasn't for sure about. So
Yep.
awesome. What about it, Patrick?
My number two, I didn't hear until I don't think any of us had heard, and because I never had any bootlegs that had demos or anything on it before. But my God, I had my dick thrown in the dirt a second time. First time I heard Forever,
Uh,
which is off 40 Seasons, the greatest hits,
Yeah.
which originally, when they recorded the first record, it should have been on there.
oh,
That is such a phenomenal song. How the hell Can't Stand the Heartache makes it over that fucking song? I will never understand. If you've never done it, go online and listen to the demos that exist from the first record because there's about 15 of them that are all solid fucking songs. One of them came out on Trickster's new audio machine, which was what was it? Midnight in Your Eyes, I think it was.
yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
which
yeah.
was fantastic.
Awesome.
But yeah, Forever is a great song, and if 15, 14-year-old Patrick had heard Forever back then, I'd be saying that was the greatest Skid Row song ever, you know?
It's I think honestly, it's on par with 18 in Life, Youth Gone Wild, and I Remember You.
Absolutely.
Again, an amazing vocal performance. I freaking love that song.
Yeah. Catchy as fuck. Yeah,
Oh my
so
god,
good.
yeah, it was. I considered it for my list too. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And I didn't even think about that one. I don't know why, but it is a
Great
great,
song.
yeah, it's a great song. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Well, my number two is the title track, Slave to the Grind. It is my number two. Uh, I got to see them on that tour. Soundgarden opened up for them. And it, I never, I went, Rusty Cage, I think, was out at the time. And I was never a big Soundgarden fan, but they was good, but whatever. And then when the lights dropped and the sirens and shit starts going off, and you just all of a sudden you hear dun dun dun, dun you know it's coming, and it just blowed my head off. They opened with it, and it was still to this day. If I've got to get pumped up, that's one of the first songs I'm putting in. It's just so heavy, and I don't know. It surprised me that they released that as a single, as the second single. It really surprised me, and I think that's what turned a lot of people off. It's of the first album, Skid Row.
Oh yeah.
They
For
probably
sure.
bought it. They probably bought into Monkey Business, but after when Slave come out, a lot of those was like, "What's this?" But
I mean, MTV barely even played the video.
yeah, yeah, they didn't, and
Yeah.
Perfect concert opener though. I mean, it felt like it was written for that. And
yeah,
but I could not. I've thought that myself. I'm shocked that became a single. Great song, but it wasn't. It wasn't a radio friendly single at all.
mm-mm.
And there were songs that you could have pictured in there over it, but it's a staple. I mean, like it can't ever not be a part of their set.
Right.
Yeah, yep. I
And
don't know
they
if
put it's a demo.
yeah,
The version on the album is a demo.
is the
They
demo.
didn't they could never get a mastered version that they liked as much as the demo.
Probably because Rob probably couldn't. I mean, I could imagine trying to play that to a click track to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
it's because it's so fast. It's just
So fast and it's feel. It's all
and it's
feel.
feel and it's all feel. Rob was a great drummer, and
Yeah. We got so close to getting him on the show too.
man, I would love to see
So
that.
close.
That'd be cool.
Love to see that, and we can hold out. Maybe it will happen. I respect their decision. I do. I respect because I love Snake and Rachel. I love them and Scotty. I love but and I know Patrick. You've met Sebastian. I've met him one time, and he was super nice, super
He was
nice.
very sweet to me. He was
You
very,
know,
very sweet. So.
yeah, and but we'll see. I think it's rolling up to where it's either now or never, and we'll see. But
Yeah.
all right, so we're on down to our number one.
The time has come, Matt.
Ooh, so we're going back to Slave again. So for my third pick from Slave is my number one. The reason this was not initially, I've said before, I think "Wasted Time" was probably my initial favorite track from the album. Um, if I am in my car and I'm going to listen to one Skid Row track, it is always going to be this one. In fact, there's a few songs I like to listen to, and when I coach sports in high school, and when I want to fire myself up, it's either Pantera Drag the Water or it's this. And it's funny because this song has a slow intro, but God, when it kicks in, Monkey Business gets my blood pumping like almost no song ever has. It is just I can't even control it. Like the adrenaline just goes nuts when that, and I actually like the fact that there is that slow build into the explosion of it. It's melodic, it's heavy, it's got a great rhythm section to it. It is, to me, I know people say quintessential Skid Row is going to be Youth Gone Wild or 18 Life. For me, quintessential Skid Row, if I want to introduce someone to one song, I'm always going to go Monkey Business. It's a flawless rocker that's heavy but moves with melody. And it's, again, great vocal performance. Is his best? Probably not. But it fits the song, and Monkey Business is my number one Skid Row song.
Fantastic pick. Fantastic.
I always love the story that Sebastian tells when they were recording that, and Lars Ulrich was in the studio with them when he was recording the vocal, and Sebastian belted out a huge part of that where he's like really screaming, and they cut the tape, and he popped his head out of the recording area and looked at Lars and goes, "What do you think? How's it sound?" He goes, "It's roaring." That's hilarious. You can almost hear Lars say that,
Yeah, for sure.
Great pick. Great pick. All right, Patrick.
Okay, so I can't separate life from my pick. So,
Yep.
And Matt can probably attest to this. I have always loved Subhuman Race. It's a very important album in my life. And my favorite Skid Row song ever, "So Long as I Live," will always be the last song on Subhuman Race, Iron Will. That song shreds.
Yeah.
And Sebastian Bach never sounded better than in that song. You want to hear him scream, he'll scream in it. You want to hear a clean vocal in it, he's got a clean vocal in it. The guitar work is just buzzsaw, cut your face off guitar. Like that song is just, I kick myself for not going to that damn show with these guys because they fucking played it. And oh my God, I can only imagine that the pit was just a mess when they went through Iron Will.
Yeah.
And that song is just phenomenal. It will always be my favorite Skid Row song ever. I told Sebastian Bach that was my favorite song ever, and he put his hands on my shoulder and he goes, "I'm glad you like that one, but have you heard the new album?"
Way to kill it, Sab. Oh,
I know.
man.
I'm just like,
oh,
I've waited my whole life to tell you this. And you're telling me, have you heard the new record? I'm like, yes, I have. I own it in 3 formats.
You should have been like, new record? What?
What?
You
What?
record?
Yeah. You wrote a new record?
Yeah.
You should have been, yeah, man. Gronwall sounds great.
Yeah.
You should,
Oh, shit.
what's your favorite
Jones,
song?
there goes Jones's chance of landing a Sebastian Bach interview.
When we'd
Cut
seen
this
him,
part out.
Yeah.
we seen him. He was in a bus. He was parked behind is called 328 Performance Hall, and it was actually just an old garage that hold 800 people or something like that. But it was that first solo record he done with the. Oh gosh, what was the one?
Angel Down? No. Before that.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit, I can
Bring
see
'em back
it.
alive.
Like the wood cover, and he's wearing the silver outfit.
Yeah.
Now this was like bring 'em back alive or whatever.
Yeah, Bring 'em Back Alive.
Yeah, it's like sort of, it had 3 or 4 songs, some live, some this. But it was that
Super
tour.
Jerk, Super Tears.
Yeah, that was it. And I've got a CD over here signed or something, but he was on his bus. So we walked around to his bus. This was before the show. All the windows are up. He's sitting on a couch in his bus, smoking dope, and on the TV, it's porn. And you could just see right in, and he's out there, he's waving at everybody, and he walks out and he goes, "I'll meet you fuckers after the show." It's just
They'd be like, yeah, maybe not.
yeah,
I hope you wash your hands.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Oh,
Those that whole group that he had was such a bizarre group. They had those like shiny outfits and like
the wings and
yeah, and they had the
what's
guy
that?
from the Frogs and like
Yeah, who was that
Anton
guy that was
Chigurh.
like 7 foot tall? And
Oh yeah.
it was, well, yeah, I was
It's like
Sebastian. Go ahead.
when he did that, it's like when he did that special project with like the lady from the Breeders and
Yeah,
Last Hard Men. Oh, that was awful.
yeah. That's if I have one knock about it's like I said, his solo stuff. He's got some killer solo stuff, but I've never been intrigued by his bands. Even
No.
this one he's got now, I'm like, eh. It
Yeah.
just none of them sort of stand out or anything. But
Plug them and play, you know,
yeah,
like just
yeah.
pick them and put them in. And
Is
his
Brent
son's
Wood
now the
still with
drummer.
him?
Who?
Is Brent Wood still with him?
Nope.
He's not playing with him anymore.
His guitar player is a guy named Bruiser Brody. I got to talk to him the last time I saw him,
Okay.
and he's a nice guy. He gave me a guitar pick, but then he's got his son Paris as the drummer.
Is that his son?
Yeah,
His
his son
okay.
Paris is the drummer.
Wow.
And he's all right,
Yeah.
but he always tells the same damn joke. Like when he's introducing the band, he goes, "And this kid back here was a stain on Daddy's pants." Like, oh God, Sebastian, like that would have flown in like 1993, but
It sounds like Tommy talking about Brandon.
oh, I know.
Oh, geez.
I told the story, Stone, about that bootleg that you got of Motley from San Francisco on the Swing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where it's like playing Brandon, and like the screen behind him has the pictures of the kid. And he's like,
Hey, buddy.
"I love you, buddy."
Yeah.
It's so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Tommy.
No. You've got me.
Not before you give us your number one.
Okay. Don't
Yeah.
I can't croak over yet. So, Matt, you said it perfect, and I'm not changing my pick. Mine is also Monkey Business. I'm not.
Awesome, man. No, I don't. Yeah, you can't change your number one.
I can't change it. When it started off, like you said, it started off slow. And you're like, "Oh, this is going to be cool," new Skid Row song. And then, like you said, it just punches you right in the face. I remember I remember seeing it debuted on Headbangers Ball. Now I can't remember if they had done it during the day, but I remember on Headbangers Ball, and it was before the record come out. And oh my God, you knew right then and there, it was a whole different Skid Row. And they went heavy, and it pumps you up. It's just how it kicks in so heavy. The video was fantastic. You said it all. I can't repeat what all you said. I mean, because you said it perfect, and I completely agree. So Monkey Business is also my number one pick.
Let me ask you guys this, and I don't. We're all probably fans of varying degree. Had it not been for the success of Monkey Business and then the success that followed for that album, do we think that Pantera has the same kind of success that they would then have? Because they would go to number one in, what was it, 94?
94 with Far Beyond Driven.
Right. So I've always felt that Skid Row's choice to start with Monkey Business and the fact that was accepted really paved the way for some of the heavier acts that were still able to cut through the coming grunge and alternative garbage. And I don't know if that song really ever got that credit. And I think that choice as the first single, it probably moved another million albums, in my opinion. I think they could have played it safer. There's a loss. You could have gone Quicksand Jesus, could have gone In a Darkened Room, and we all know those are great songs. They didn't. Yeah. They went Monkey Business. And that had to, and like you, or one of you two said it already, that probably lost them some of their female demographic.
Yeah.
But I think it really opened up a new audience. And like Pat said, they were one of the only bands who past 1992, the so-called metal heads, the rockers, whatever, would still accept. And I
Yep.
don't think they would have if all they had was the 18 and Life crowd, which is, again, 18 and Life's not, it's a great song. It's not like, it's not a ballad, but Monkey Business is a whole different monster.
Yep. It opened my doors. Everything was hair metal to me. Like you said, Patrick, earlier, everything was hair metal to me. I did not get into the, the earlier Metallica, Anthrax. I definitely didn't get into Pantera, until Skid Row. When Slave come out and I got into heavier stuff, that's the reason, was this record. And
it was your gateway drug.
Yeah, it was. It was my gateway into, then I started listening to, Cowboys from Hell and, earlier, Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning and earlier Anthrax. I was like, damn, I should listen to this more often. But we've talked about this before. Where I went to school at, you either loved hair metal and hated thrash or vice versa. We had the thrash guys and they called us the glam fags. Just that's what we were, and you didn't mix. And that's just the way it was. But eventually it all came together. But at the time it didn't. And but that's, if it wasn't for Slave to the Grind, I don't think I would have listened to the heavier stuff.
Matt, I think Skid Row was our gateway to Pantera.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, easily, because we knew of them, and people in our school were all about Vulgar and Far Beyond Driven, but I don't remember either of us hearing any of that. Maybe you were hearing it with Mike, but I wasn't hearing any of it until I went out and got Cowboys after Subhuman Race. I got Cowboys, Vulgar Display of Power, and then we got Trendkill on release day and loved it. So.
Yeah. And I think people will probably give too much credit to Guns N' Roses on Appetite. And I think Slave to the Grind is just a completely different level of metal than Appetite was. And I don't think Appetite was the bridge to Metallica, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax that Slave to the Grind was. At least not for our very specific generation of the late Gen Xers. I think because Skid Row was a band that was universally loved by hair metal, butt rock, whatever you want to call us, fans, but they were the only band that could credibly take that music to the next level of heaviness and not lose us. In fact, in some ways, make us love it even more. Because I think all three of us, one thing that all three of us share in common, and you can just look at our list, right? Look, the first album has 3 of the great classic songs of all time. We had no songs from the first album on our list. And that's not trying to be cool or coy. I'm telling you, they're not in my top 5. And I do love those 3 iconic singles. Yeah. But the songs that we all put, and I can take any one of the songs on your guys' list, and it's going above those 3. And there's probably another 5 or 10 songs. I'm shocked, Patrick. I'm shocked you didn't have October Song. October Song, yeah. Because
it was my numbers. It was my alternate had you guys picked.
There you go. Yeah. It's on my list too.
There you go.
That, and I love Hitting the Wall from
Hitting the Wall.
But I really think that Slave to the Grind is a full album, and obviously we all picked so many songs from it. Really opened up our eyes to a whole nother genre of metal, and thank God for that album.
Yep. Well said. Man, this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This is so much fun. Matt, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure having you on, and maybe we can many more to come.
Oh, I appreciate the invite, man. This is a lot of fun.
And before, let's if you guys want to, I'm going to real quick, but I'm gonna just name off. I've got 4 songs that we didn't talk about. You guys didn't mention. That was sort of my alternates, and I won't go into any stories behind them. I had Riot Act. I had My Enemy. And I did represent the first record with 2 songs, and it was Making a Mess and Piece of Me. That's sort of was my alternate choices.
Medicine Jar. Love that fucking song.
That song, it is a good song.
That one just smokes. King of Demolition from United World Rebellion, I think could have been on Slave. That is such a forgotten Skid Row song.
It is.
Eileen from Subhuman Race, that breakdown in the middle with the bah, 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 bah. Oh my God, it's so heavy, it's so great. And I had to put Piece of Me on there too because I
Yeah.
mean, of the entire first record, I think that's probably my favorite song from the first record.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
These are the ones I had written down. Some were covered. So Born a Beggar, which I replaced. Yeah. So Nothing. Swallow Me, great track.
Whoa.
Hitting the Wall, Medicine Jar, Beggar's Day, and Mud Kicker, and October Song.
Oh yeah, October Song is
Yeah,
great.
all
People
wonderful.
need to go check out that last Skid Row record because it's fantastic. It
Yes.
really is, and it's a shame that Gronwall's gone because God,
Yeah, man, the second album would have been special.
That last record was the closest thing of them becoming old Skid Row that you could. And when I say old Skid Row,
yeah,
Slave, that kind of era. And
Yeah.
it was a great record. Like you said, check out the two. There was actually three of those EPs, wasn't there? United Rebellion,
two.
1, 2, just two.
No, there's just the first two. The last record was supposed to be the third, but they made it a whole record.
Okay, then they made. Okay, got you. Revolutions, check that one out. You had one on your top five, but yeah, Feds, Thick Skin, fantastic, and of course the first three records. It's Skid Row. Go listen to some Skid Row and enjoy yourself. It's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Like I try to tell everyone, don't be a dick. Be nice to each other. Be kind. Peace. Catch you next time.